Hi all, in this video we are going to discuss about the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining areas. On November 5, the government published the names of the first Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining areas in the Gazette of India. The 15-member commission headed by M.M. Kutty, former Secretary to the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, includes Chief Secretaries of States in the National Capital Region, independent air pollution experts, representatives from non-profits, and technical experts from the Central Pollution Control Board, the Indian Space Research Organization, and the Niti Aayog. I will repeat. The 15-member commission is headed by M.M. Kutty, former Secretary to the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and this committee also includes Chief Secretaries of States in the NCR region, independent air pollution experts, representatives from non-profits, technical experts from CPCB and ISRO, and the Niti Aayog. The Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Ordinance 2020 provides for setting up of the Commission to improve identification, research and resolution of issues that impact air quality in National Capital Region and the neighboring states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. It is headquartered in Delhi. The Commission will have powers to curb activities that affect air quality, prepare guidelines to check air pollution, and issue orders to concerned individuals or authorities. Failure to comply with the Commission's orders will invite a fine of up to 1 crore or a jail term up to 5 years or both. The National Green Tribunal will hear appeals against the Commission's orders. The chairperson and the members of the Commission are appointed on the recommendation of a selection committee headed by the Environment Minister. The selection committee includes the Cabinet Secretary, Commerce and Industries Minister, Road and Transport Minister, and Minister of Science and Technology. The chairperson and the members will serve for a term of 3 years or up to the age of 70, whichever is earlier. On October 26th, President Ramnath Kovind signed an ordinance to form the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining areas. This move in one sweep erases all other committees and authorities that were set up under judicial and administrative orders and seeks to limit the role of the judiciary, creating a centralized supra-framework for air quality management. In its enhanced role and responsibility, curiosity abounds on how the executive will now move towards tougher decisions. Recognizing that air pollution requires action at the airshed level, the ordinance asks for a consolidated approach towards monitoring and elimination of pollution sources. The Commission will have the power to coordinate with the Union and state governments on multi-sector plans, including those on industries, power plants, agriculture, transport, residential and construction. The critical departure, however, is the attempt to limit the role of the judiciary The ordinance states that the Commission is the highest degree of democratic oversight for effective implementation and will function under elected representatives with regular reports to Parliament. The implication of this superstructure for the federal framework is not yet clear. The ordinance states that no other individual or body or authority constituted either under the law enacted by Parliament or by state government or nominated in terms of judicial order shall act upon or have jurisdiction in relation to the matters covered by this ordinance. It is not clear how the state governments in the region Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Rajasthan will take decisions on mitigation or set higher level of ambition. So, the Commission will include members from key union ministries and states, officials of the level of Secretary to the Government of India and Chief Secretary to the state governments. Its power to issue directions and entertain complaints will be under central political supervision. It is not yet clear how the states will respond to this. Everyone likes the idea of good governance and an effective executive. If this is an occasion to redefine the role of government and its enabling powers for the regional cleanup, it is important to consider what has stopped the executive from doing it till now under the current legislative framework. Therefore, there is a strong interest to know how the executive control in this and will now push for the solutions that are much tougher than the low-hanging fruits already picked. The action taken so far could be implemented only with the backing of the Supreme Court based upon the fundamental right to life and others. Even measures recommended and monitored by the Supreme Court appointed Environment Pollution Prevention and Control Authority and backed by Supreme Court directives have faced resistance, often slowing down action. These include mandatory use of compressed natural gas for public transport in Delhi, ban on entry of pre-2006 manufactured trucks in Delhi, and restriction on transit trucks from entering the city, closure of coal-based power plants in Delhi, clean fuel policy and the banning of dirty petcoke and furnace oil, leading to countrywide introduction of oxides of nitrogen or NOx and sulfur standards for industries, early introduction of Bharat Stage 6 fuels, bus augmentation plan for Delhi, facilitating regional rapid transit system for NCR and phase 4 of Delhi Metro, framing a parking policy as per the traffic demand. As the Commission now takes the agenda forward, the interest would be to know how the executive can push urgent solutions, speed up sectoral reforms and investments, and ensure effective compliance and a deterrence framework. The real challenge for the executive at this crossroads is its preparedness and ability to push for the difficult and inconvenient solutions to reduce particulate pollution by at least 60% to reach national ambient air quality standards. The Supreme Court had advanced the deadline to implement stricter power plant standards to 2019 in National Capital Region. The new move brings attention to the public health crisis that it deserves, but the expectation clearly is that the executive will live up to the new challenge and succeed in implementing the tough solutions needed to clean up the air and the lungs. Thank you.